Here's a quick video on how to access your megapixel cameras that are hooked up PoE in your NVR, a PoE switch within your NVR, such as this. My megapixel camera is hooked up to an NVR PoE switch. You can access this camera even though it is connected to the PoE switch. Here's the IP address of this camera within the switch subnet of this NVR. This is the camera we're looking to hit. Now, we can, through the NVR, adjust many of the camera's settings, such as mirror, flip, 3D noise, light, scene mode, day-night, brightness, all those configurations. And we could also switch by a period, normal. So we have an awful lot of control over the configuration of the camera right from the NVR. But there are times I have found that the camera can hang up and not respond to some of these controls, making it necessary to get back to the camera's web service address. Here is the problem I had with this camera and why I had to get back into its actual web service for control. I changed this resolution from 3 megapixel to 2 megapixel, and when I tried to change it back, it would not go back to 3 megapixel. No matter how I tried to hit apply and OK and whatnot, it just didn't save it. So I found it necessary to get back into the web service for the camera itself. Now here is this NVR's switch subnet. Its default gateway is 10.1.1.1. And this is found in my NVR under network settings. And under network settings there's a whole bunch. And there is the switch for this NVR. And that's going to matter to us in just a minute. As I said earlier, the PoE switch in this NVR through this camera, this address, 10.1.1.28, within that subnet. Okay, so we're going to take these two numbers over to the computer. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm just using a little netbook here. And I have the netbook connected to port 1 in the PoE switch in my NVR. So what we want to do is go into local area connections and right-click the LAN properties. And here we want to go into Internet Protocol, TCP, IP, and go into those properties. And here I have changed it from obtain an IP address automatically to use the following IP address. Now, I am giving this netbook, my laptop here, an address within the NVR's subnet, which is its default gateway, as we noted, was 10.1.1.1. That is the default gateway to the subnet of the NVR's PoE switch, if you can follow that. The IP address that I'm giving the laptop is something different than every other camera's address within that NVR's PoE switch. You want to make sure that you're giving your laptop an address here that is different from every camera address within that switch in the NVR, otherwise it won't work. The camera's address is 10.1.1.128. So I gave my laptop here 10.1.1.11 because I know no camera is taking that address within the PoE switch at the moment. So now I'm going to browse to the actual camera's address in a Internet Explorer tab. Okay, opened up a tab. I'll type, actually I won't bother typing, I'll just make this quick. It's in there already. That's the camera's address that is attached to the PoE switch in the NVR. Okay? So here we are. Here is the camera's web service as it would appear if you were just hooking this up to your network without it being attached to an NVR PoE. So here we've actually hit this web service through the laptop while it's hooked up to the NVR POE. And I will type in the password and we'll get in there. So here we are in the web service for the camera and on the laptop, and this picture is mirroring this picture on the big monitor attached to the NVR. They are one in the same. So that's very cool, and I can make changes here on the laptop and it will be reflected on the laptop as well as the NVR monitor. That's how we get into a camera's web service page, even though it's connected to an NVR POE switch. And there you go. I hope this has helped somebody.